Good afternoon and welcome to Atlantic Hour, your news broadcasting service west of the Atlantic. My name is Ruth Allen.
And I'm Anna Kingsley. Today we're here with our guest host, Johnny Stewart, a history on the rise and fall of the Ku Klux Klan during the 20s, the effect the Prohibition repeal has had on society, an interview with Babe Ruth, and coverage on the Yankees game.
And remember, folks, today's show is brought to you by the Radio Crew.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atlantic Hour. Today we are doing a special segment on the history of the Ku Klux Klan, also known as the KKK. The KKK was founded in 1866 by ex-Confederate soldiers. However, during the Reconstruction era, the Klan was disbanded until it was revived nearly 50 years later in 1915 by Colonel William Joseph Simmons. In its second resurgence, the Klan moved beyond its just targeting blacks. It broadened its message of hate and hostility to include Catholics, Jews, and foreigners. During the 1920, membership of the Klan skyrocketed to 3 to 5 million. In addition to the giant surge in the 1920s, the Klan devised a strategy called the Decade, in which every member of the Klan was responsible for recruiting 10 people to vote for Klan candidates in elections in every state. The Klan advocated for the restoration of, quote, true Americanism, and offered members a platform that demonized blacks, Catholics, Jews, Mexicans, Asians, while also condemning communism. Through the late 1910s and early 1920s, Klansmen carried out hundreds of beatings and dozens of murders. They even tarred and feathered doctors who performed abortions. However, by the end of the decade, the Klan had met its demise due to their own destructiveness, and changes in the socio-economic and political context deprived the Klan much of the energy that had given it life.
After 13 tumultuous years, it is no surprise that Prohibition came to an end in December of last year. The 21st Amendment has officially repealed the 18th, but before you get too excited, you may not be able to enjoy your giggle juice just yet. While Prohibition is over, the 21st Amendment leaves the decision of alcohol consumption up to the individual states. This has created many dry counties that either restrict or prohibit alcohol. Nevertheless, many places now allow our favorite beverages, and no one could be more excited than the Women's Organization for National Prohibition Reform. The organization was a heavy advocate against prohibition, arguing that prohibition only increased crime rates, corrupted public officials, and garnered overall disrespect. The founder, Pauline Sabin, created the organization in 1929 after she received a lot of support in her public criticism of prohibition. Many of her early and more influential members were of high society, providing wealth and good press. They appealed to mothers and their families, targeting the role and respect of constitutional law in their homes. Now I'll hand the mic to Johnny Stewart with a brief message from our sponsors who make our show possible.
Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the American product that has everybody saving up for it, the radio. The radio is the latest and most efficient way to get your news and updates. Also, it's perfect for listening to the Yankees broadcast, which I know you would be looking forward to every day when you leave work. The future is here. Come buy it for a very low price at your neighborhood store. Come get your radio because it's really cheap. Well, George Herman Ruth. What an honor it is to be able to interview such an American icon.
Thank you. Glad to be here today.
Well, if you don't mind, could I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, first things first. I think everybody wants to know, did you actually call the home run in Game 3 of the 1932 World Series?
You bet I did. I let Charlie Root know that this next pitch was going out of the park. I pointed my bat to right field and felt the ball fly off my bat into the stands, and I could hear the roar of the crowd.
Wow, truly amazing. I can see why people call you the best ever to play the game. Now, we all know that you have received many nicknames in your career. Is there one in particular that is your favorite?
Nicknames are a big part of the game. It gives people their character. I enjoy all the nicknames that came my way. Sultan of SWAT, the Great Bambingo, King of Swing, but if I were to pick one, it would have to be Babe.
Obviously, being the fantastic baseball player you are, you have had some amazing years. What has been your favorite season thus far?
I would have to say it was the year of 1927. I beat my previous record and hit 60 home runs that season, not to mention 164 RBIs and a World Series win over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wow, I remember that. Going along with your great feats, what do you consider your greatest accomplishment?
I would have to say pitching 29 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings in the World Series. That for me was pretty impressive.
Yes, indeed it was. A lot of players have rituals and superstitions. Do you have a routine when you step up to the plate?
I only have one superstition. I make sure to touch all the bases when I hit a home run. The mindset is the most important aspect of a player. If I just tried for them dinky singles, I could have batted around 600.
Well, Babe Ruth, thank you for your time here today, and good luck for the rest of the season. Bring home another title for the Bronx.
Now we turn our attention to Ty Tyson reporting live from the Yankee Stadium on the last inning of the game.
Good evening, everybody. This is Ty Tyson speaking to you for the Atlantic Hour. We are at the site of the Yankees and Tigers game on September 20th, 1934. We are in the bottom of the ninth inning with the Yankees down 7-6, and we got Gehringer at first base and the great Bambino, George Herman, the Babe Ruth, sitting out and taking batting practice due to an injury he sustained a few games back against the Yankees. He was struck in the leg by a line drive that should have sent him to the hospital. We got Garrett coming up now for his at-bat. Gets ready for the pitch. Ball one a little low. He steps out now, takes a few practice swings. Gehrig now sets up for the pitch. Strike one, looking. Here we go again. Gehrig is now stepping back up to the batter's box with the game on the line. Runners on first and third, with the Yankees down 7-6. Ball comes down to this, folks. Here comes the pitch. Gehrig swings. Deep to left field. Going, gone. The Yankees win the game away at Tigers Field. That's a good sign because with Babe missing from the lineup and not on home turf, a win shows that the Yankees are one of the most competitive teams in the league and looking for that World Series trophy. I just want to thank everyone who tuned in for the broadcast and wish you all a good night. We'll be back tomorrow for Game 2 of the series. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyson. Unfortunately, that is the last of today's segments, but don't you worry. You can come listen to us again tomorrow on The Atlantic Hour.